Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz has declared war on unions, but employees, well, they're not backing down. I love that. I thought back, do you remember when Hillary Clinton was going to make him Secretary of Labor?
Yeah.
Did I just imagine that?
Nope, that was...
Okay, so tell me his position. What's he doing? How outrageous has Mr. Schultz gone?
Well, much like Amazon, Starbucks has had this big effort to unionize their stores across the country, and we're starting to see successes pop up all over the place. So Schultz was recently asked, are you going to sit down in good faith and negotiate with these unions, negotiate with the people to form the unions? And he flat out says, no.
Yeah.
No, I am not.
Well, his argument is really a little ridiculous. He said, we're a family here. We're a family. This is the Starbucks family. These people working here, we're just one big family that gets along. And if you allow these union types to come in here, they're going to distort the process to where there's going to be a customer experience that's bad. Our employees are going to actually be unhappy in the long run. And his position is, no, we will not negotiate. Where does this go for? There's plenty of great coffee shops around the country.
Right.
This started up, Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's like 1,000 more that could do the same thing.
Yeah, or you can, make it at home too if you choose.
Yeah.
So Starbucks is really kind of pushing the limits on what they need to do here. If there's one thing we can find, it's a cup of coffee in this country. But he also, he runs the risk of running afoul of the National Labor Relations Board, or the National Labor Relations Act, I should say, by openly stating that he is not going to negotiate in good faith. Right there, that's a violation. You get a good lawyer on that, you can hit him with that pretty easily. So you have that big red flag for him. But most importantly, the workers say, we're still going to do it. Mm-hmm. We have seen just the last year or two, this massive push for more unions here in the United States, something that we've talked about has been necessary for 20 years. But we haven't seen it like this in this generation.
This generation, you bring up something, it's kind of like the Starbucks cool. It's that aura of the Starbucks cool. We're going to take our computer in there, we're going to drink latte, and we're going to just chat. It's kind of like Starbucks cool kind of feel. It's rapidly losing that Starbucks cool kind of feel. And I thought it was really important that his position is permanent. Permanently, we will not negotiate with unions. We'll see. Inflation is rising at an alarming rate, but the earnings report from the corporations tell us that price gouging is a major factor. Wow, how about Tyson? Let's lead off with that. It's the Tyson story, right? Again, how many Tyson stories do we have to tell over the years? The Tyson story is $500 million is what they have gouged just in the last 6 months.
Yeah, that really tells the whole story. That number, that $500 million, because that is exactly what they say in their earnings report. Now, they admitted their prices had increased, for them by $1.5 billion. So they admit in their earnings report, so we increased our prices by $2 billion. So you're talking about a 25% increase above what your costs were.
Yeah, this isn't us making, it's right there in the report.
Yeah.
Anybody reading the report, well, do the numbers.
So they're basically admitting that, we had to raise prices on consumers because they went up, but we tacked on an additional 25% Tyson tax. Let's call it that. That's what it is. It's the Tyson tax.
Okay, so people say, well, what am I going to do? Well, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of different companies. There's Cargill, there's JB's, there's Cisco, there's Hormel. You have a lot of manufacturers of meat products, right? And so you have to make the decision to say, well, first of all, in the cost of groceries, meat is the number one cost. Yep. So don't you say, well, I either go talk to this store and I tell them, I don't want that, I want some alternatives, or you go somewhere else. It takes some action on your part to say this is wrong.
It really does. And another good option too is for people to go try to find a local butcher shop. They're hard to find in some areas, but if you look hard enough, you're going to find one, or at least, a grocery store that has their own actual meat counter where they're packaging and breaking it down. And that's a good alternative, because Tyson is telling us what so many other corporations are also telling us.
We are gouging you.
We're raising your prices because we can. It's always because we can.
37% just in the last quarter is what they raised it. One thing about it that I think about on this case is that so often you listen to a story like this and you go, damn it, damn Tyson. Well, you got to do something about it, right? You have to say, okay, that's wrong. I'm going to go to Publix and I'm going to say to Publix, I want some alternatives. I don't want to buy Tyson. And if the Publix won't do it, then you go to another chain and you say, I want to buy from you because I know A, meat is the #1 cost on a grocery list, and B, you're not doing anything to push back against Tyson. Go somewhere else.
On top of that, meat is actually the #1 driver of where people shop. They will go to a different grocery store if the quality of meat is better over here and buy the rest of their groceries there as well.
Yeah.
So you can really drive that conversation with these local grocery stores by saying, I'm not going to you because you're only offering me Tyson. I'm taking my whole grocery bill down the street to the other market.
But it takes you doing something rather than just watching a segment like this and say, that's not right, and then you just go to do the same thing.